out there. Gypsy done posted it in her story. Go watch Ivory Rose Grows Wild on YouTube. That's the one that you're all seeing in Gypsy's pictures in New Orleans like they're besties, but she used to be the one on here going the hardest for Gypsy. That's until the Blanchards and Bree and everybody else turned the tables and they went hard for her. Why? Because she was the closest one to them and she was their easiest target. The cyberbullying that Gypsy claims she's a victim of, they turned around and did it right back to this girl. The difference is they did it so bad. This girl's lost her job and so many other things. Now she wants to be Gypsy's bestie. Yeah, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. Here's my thing, Ivory, and I don't know your real name, so I'm just going to tell you by Ivory. You're dealing with some dangerous people. They knew you were an easy target, so they went after you. And I'm very sorry if you think your mental health is suffering, or if it is suffering the way that you say it is. Honey, if that's the truth, then you don't need to be part of that misfit group, because they are going to use you and abuse you until they get everything that they can out of you. They're going to use you to make Gypsy look more like a victim, and we all know that she's not. That's the card she's playing now, and the reason why she's playing it, I'm willing 100% to bet, is because Nick Godejohn wants a new trial. And if she's got to get on the stand, she can no longer lie. So she's got to paint him now to be a monster. And she's trying to take as much of the attention off of everything that she did. Because when she gets on the stand, she needs anybody who may be picked for that jury to already think she's a victim. Honey, you are collateral damage. I get it. You don't want to be part of on here spreading awareness about Gypsy Rose. Don't do it anymore. I'm very sorry that you lost your job and everything else. But going over there and pretending like you're their bestie now, honey, you're just a pawn in their game. You are just a pawn in their game, and you are playing a very dangerous game. Just a little advice for you.
Oh. Babe, hold on to your phone because this Gypsy Rose Blanchard twist has taken the internet straight into chaos. Just when it felt like things had finally calmed down post-parole, this fresh tea hits harder than ever, and let's just say, betrayal doesn't even begin to cover it. So, remember that one creator who was basically the poster child for the anti-Gypsy crowd? The one who had everyone convinced she was standing up for the victims, especially Dee? Turns out she was playing both sides the entire time. Yep. The same woman who built a whole following off calling Gypsy a manipulative narcissist just got caught, hanging out with her. Smiling. Laughing. Literally posing for photos like they were old friends. It's giving snake in the grass energy. Her name. Ivory Rose Grows. You might have first seen her under the handle Ivory Rose Grows Wild, before she switched it up to louder. If you were even slightly tuned into the true crime community on TikTok, you know exactly who I'm talking about. She was everywhere, duetting Gypsy clips with callouts, spilling insider stories, and dragging Gypsy like it was her full-time job. People listened to her, they trusted her. She was loud, confident, and claimed to know things the rest of us didn't. Her whole credibility came from the fact that she was local. She played that card like a pro, telling her audience she was from the Bayou, close to where Gypsy grew up, surrounded by people who personally knew the Blanchards. And to make it all seem legit, she literally went live while driving past Gypsy's house, slowly panning her camera so her followers could see it for themselves. That moment made people feel like, oh, okay, she's not just talking, she knows something. Ivory convinced people she had proximity, and with that came power. She didn't stop there though. She went on to claim that Gypsy and her best friend Bree were stalking her. Seriously. She said they were driving by her job, circling her house, and trying to scare her off. She painted herself as a target, someone being hunted for speaking the truth. She'd hop on live talking about how unsafe she felt, how she had to constantly watch her back, all because she dared to hold Gypsy accountable, and people believed her. Why wouldn't they? She sounded scared, passionate, and relentless. But now, all of that has unraveled in the most shocking way. Because the very woman who once said Gypsy was too dangerous to be out here walking free is now sitting side by side with her, smiling like they just wrapped a brunch date. No tension. No fear. Just pure, relaxed energy like none of the accusations ever happened. The internet is spiraling, babe. People feel played. They put their trust in Ivory, believed she was fighting for Dee, for the victims, for justice. Instead, she was running a whole double life. It's like the girl had a secret backstage pass this whole time, and now that the curtain's been pulled back, nobody knows what to believe anymore. Ivory swore she did everything the right way. She told her followers she went straight to Gypsy's parole officer, filed official complaints with local police, and begged for help. But in her words, no one cared. No one listened. She said she was dismissed, ignored, treated like she was making a big deal out of nothing.
Okay, I'll put this out there. Gypsy done posted it in her story. Go watch Ivory Rose Grows Wild on YouTube. That's the one that you're all seeing in Gypsy's pictures in New Orleans like they're besties, but she used to be the one on here going the hardest for Gypsy. That's until the Blanchards and Bree and everybody else turned the tables and they went hard for her. Why? Because she was the closest one to them and she was their easiest target. The cyberbullying that Gypsy claims she's a victim of, they turned around and did it right back to this girl. The difference is they did it so bad. This girl's lost her job and so many other things. Now she wants to be Gypsy's bestie.
No. What we're not gonna do is crap on our woo-woo bestie, because you know what? I've been trying to be friends with these people for months. For months. I've been apologizing. I've been asking to hang out. I've been begging to skate. What the hell? Y'all gonna be mean to me when I hang out with them? Because I've been dying to. I mean, goddamn, that's Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She's motherfucking famous. Y'all didn't think I would be up in there? Hell, yes. I like the woo-woo, okay? And I'm gonna stay liking the woo-woo. And you know what? 800 people that don't like you, it is what it is. They're gonna forget about it in a week, because you know what? Somebody's gonna do something that they don't like. Don't fault people for being good humans, okay? You're never gonna see me be nice. I'm just kidding. But what? I like woo-woo, and y'all need to take it down a notch, because, okay, maybe she shouldn't have hung out with them. But okay, who cares? It's not a big deal. Get over it. Get the hell over it. Everybody's gonna like Gypsy eventually, okay? I'll tell you that much. Y'all are crazy. She wasn't a plant the whole time. She was fighting with them the whole time. I would want it to end too, okay? It's about damn time. It's about damn time. Listen, y'all need to be fucking nicer, okay? Y'all need to realize that Gypsy's famous and it's gonna stay like that. No, seriously, leave woo-woo alone. Let her be. She went out. How do you know that she lives there? How do you know she wasn't on a date night? How do you know she just didn't bump into them and they happen to just be like, you know what? F it. Y'all really don't fucking know, okay? We don't know. Let the poor girl alone. Let her be.
That, she claimed, became part of her story. The system let her down because she dared to go after Gypsy. Then came the flood of videos. One after another, Ivory posted non-stop, telling her audience she was being followed, threatened, stalked, not just online, but in her day-to-day life. She said she felt unsafe going to work, that her mental health was crumbling, and that her life was unraveling at the hands of Gypsy and Bree. Her supporters rallied hard. They filled her comments with encouragement, slammed Gypsy and Bree, and built Ivory up like she was some kind of online warrior. Her follower count jumped, her page blew up, and her narrative took off like wildfire. She kept pushing, claiming deeper and darker things each time. According to her, Christy was spiraling on drugs. Ken and Gypsy? Still secretly together, apparently. She said the whole breakup was fake, a cover story to manipulate the public. And she swore she had receipts, proof no one else could get their hands on. Why? Because she was local. Because she was in the bayou. That little badge of being close to the source gave her unchecked power for a long time. People didn't just believe her, they defended her like she was gospel. Then came the Garden District event. Gypsy held her book signing there, and other creators showed up, including Ivory. She later claimed she only went to be respectful, but days later, she posted a video saying she was targeted by police after the event. According to her, she and her husband were followed and pulled over without cause. She insisted Gypsy had used her so-called connections to get law enforcement involved. Next move: a fundraiser. Ivory launched a GoFundMe asking for $10,000 to hire a lawyer. She told her followers she needed legal protection because she was being set up. And her followers? They opened their wallets, no questions asked, but the truth started creeping out. Turns out, the stop wasn't some shady setup, it was for speeding. And when the officers searched her vehicle, they allegedly found drugs and firearms. On top of that, the officers weren't even from Gypsy's area. The entire conspiracy unraveled in a blink. With her credibility hanging by a thread, Ivory rushed to go live, crying and saying she was being attacked. She even said she'd refund the donations, but to this day, no one really knows if anyone saw their money back. Then came the biggest blow. Lifetime aired their special on Gypsy, and they did not hold back. Ivory was portrayed as Gypsy's biggest online threat, someone who crossed a serious line. The show aired clips of her driving past Gypsy's home, painting her as a stalker-type figure. Christy was even shown on the phone with police, saying there was a girl filming their house and making threats. The special turned the tables and made it clear Gypsy was the one being harassed, and Ivory. She became the villain of the story. Once the episode dropped, Ivory lost it. She jumped back online, furious, threatening legal action against both Lifetime and Gypsy for using her image. But by then, the damage was done. Oh, you're not gonna believe this one, babe. Just when the dust finally started to settle around Gypsy Rose, the internet got blindsided by a twist so wild, people are still trying to process it. Out of nowhere, photos leaked, and not just any photos. These weren't blurry fan pics or random sightings. These were clear as day, Ivory, laughing it up, drink in hand, sitting comfortably next to Gypsy. Yep. That Gypsy. The same woman she spent months publicly accusing, calling manipulative, toxic, dangerous. And right there, in the same photo set, Ken beside her. Bree hanging around in the background. It was not a run-in. This was a whole link-up, and the internet exploded. Ivory wasn't just there, she was vibing. She looked relaxed. Like she hadn't built her entire online presence around calling Gypsy out. Like she hadn't begged for protection from the woman she was now kicking back with. People were stunned.
What we're not gonna do is crap on our bestie, because you know what? I've been fucking trying to be friends with these people for months. For fucking months. I've been apologizing. I've been asking to hang out. I've been begging to skate. What the hell? Y'all gonna be mean to me when I hang out with them? Because I've been dying to. I mean, goddamn, that's Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She's motherfucking famous. Y'all didn't think I would be up in there? Hell, yes. I like the woo-woo, okay? And I'm gonna stay liking the woo-woo. And you know what? 800 people that don't like you, it is what it is. They're gonna forget about it in a week, because you know what? Somebody's gonna do something that they don't like. Don't fault people for being good humans, okay? You're never gonna see me be nice. I'm just kidding. You know what? I like woo-woo, and y'all need to take it down a notch, because, okay, maybe she shouldn't have hung out with them. But okay, who cares? It's not a big deal. Get over it. Get the hell over it. Everybody's gonna like Gypsy eventually, okay? I'll tell you that much. Y'all are crazy. She wasn't a plant the whole time. She was fighting with them the whole time. I would want it to end too, okay? It's about damn time. It's about damn time. Listen, y'all need to be fucking nicer, okay? Y'all need to realize that Gypsy's famous, and it's gonna stay like that. No, seriously, leave woo-woo alone. Let her be. She went out. How do you know that she lives there? How do you know she wasn't on a date night? How do you know she just didn't bump into them and they happen to just be like, you know what? F it. Y'all really don't fucking know, okay? We don't know. Let the poor girl alone. Let her be. What the hell's 1,000 people? You know what I'm saying? If I hung out with Gypsy and I lost 1,000 supporters, I would take it, because that's Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
The betrayal was so bold, so blatant, that even her most loyal followers were like, what is going on? This wasn't about misunderstanding. This was a full betrayal arc in real time, and to really rub salt in the wound, Gypsy turned around and publicly told people to go support Ivory's YouTube. Called it a healing journey, like this was some inspirational plotline. But to everyone watching from the outside, it was confirmation. They weren't enemies anymore. They were cool. They were connected. Trying to save face, Ivory dropped a video. Teary-eyed. Full of, I've been through so much, and this content broke me. She said she lost her job, her peace of mind, and that therapy helped her realize she needed to let go of all the anger. She claimed she reached out to Bree and the whole circle to apologize and make peace. Apparently, Bree accepted. Ivory said this wasn't her switching sides, it was about personal growth, about closing a chapter. She even went back and deleted all her old anti-Gypsy posts, wiped the slate clean, and asked her audience for understanding. But let's be honest, nobody was buying it. Because if it was truly about healing, truly about moving forward, why show up to hang out? Why party with the very person you once said destroyed lives? You can grow. You can forgive. But drinking and laughing with someone you accused of manipulating a murder? That doesn't scream closure. That screams performative. Calculated. Messy. You don't need to clink glasses to move on. You don't need to sit in someone's inner circle to prove you've made peace. And you definitely don't need to play besties with someone you said drove your life into chaos. And when everything started crashing down, where was Gypsy? Silent. Gone. Not a word in Ivory's defense. She dipped the moment things got messy. Classic move. Use someone for the moment, then disappear when it's inconvenient. So there Ivory sat, taking all the heat. Looking ridiculous. And the people who supported her? They felt scammed. They were the ones who stood behind her when she said she was being harassed. They donated. They defended her. Believed in her mission for justice. Ivory didn't just fumble, she lit the whole thing on fire. Her credibility? Gone. Her loyal following? Betrayed. Whatever integrity she had left. Out the window. And all for what? To cozy up to someone who's made a habit out of turning people into side characters in her ongoing chaos. Gypsy's known for pulling people in, playing nice when it suits her, then ghosting the second things get uncomfortable. And Ivory? She walked right into it like she didn't see the warning signs flashing in neon. This whole situation has people reeling. Everyone's asking the same questions. Was Ivory ever genuine? Was she secretly working with Gypsy this whole time? Did she sell out? Was there some kind of shady deal going on behind the scenes? Or did she just fall victim to Gypsy's manipulation like so many others before her? Because nothing about this screams growth. It doesn't feel like a healing journey. It feels like a performance. A messy one. The kind where fake forgiveness and clickbait friendships take center stage. This wasn't closure, it was strategy. This wasn't about making peace, it was about spotlight and survival in an algorithm-driven circus. Now, everyone's left second-guessing everything. Who's real anymore? Who's just playing a role until it no longer benefits them? And how many more people are silently waiting to drop their own twist in this ever-growing drama? Alright y'all, that's it for today's breakdown, but you already know the drama's far from done. So if you're just as shook as we are, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next twist, because trust me, this rabbit hole goes deeper. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Ivory played us all? Was this part of Gypsy's game from the start? Or is there something bigger we haven't seen yet? I'm reading everything, so sound off. Until next time, stay messy, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.